Hey guys, you don't know me yet, but my name's Phobia. I'm going to be doing a narration on the story, the apartment incident on the subreddit, Let's Not Me. Okay, so first off, this happened a few months ago. I just moved into an apartment complex. I had only a bed, a TV, a rocking chair, and an Xbox One. I work in a town that's about an hour away, and they didn't have anything available I could move into. So this big city that was next door, and also was in my price range, was perfect. The first few weeks, they played out the same. I get up, shower, go to work for 10 hours, come home, eat, watch a little Netflix, go to sleep, repeat, you know. But on my days off, I travel 3 hours away to see my wife and kids. And we're not separated or divorced. I just relocated from the town that we lived in to start my career in asset protection as an APM or asset protection manager. One night, as I was going through my evening routine, somebody knocked on my door. It was this woman. She was like 5'7", brown hair, skinny. She looked like she was methed out of her skull, mate. Her eyes were barely even open. She asked to speak to someone named Jareth. I told her no one by that name lived here. She said that he did though. She said that she was here last Thursday with him. She wanted to buy some drugs, and this was the address that she was given. I once again told her no one by the name Jareth lived here. So I shut the door on her. She started banging on the door and crying about how she needs a fix. I told her to fuck off. After a few moments, I heard someone yell, telling her to shut up, or they were calling the cops. The banging stopped, and I've never seen her since. I sat back down and I continued watching the movie that I had on. I started to think about what the woman had said, though. She couldn't have been here last Thursday. I was off work Thursday and Friday with my wife and children. I started looking at things more closer. Nothing seemed out of place. I checked all the windows, nothing was cracked or broken. All the security bars were locked and in their place. There was no operatic space or crawl space, nothing. I felt a little bit more secure, and went about my night as usual. The next day off that I had, I made sure that everything was locked and nothing was out of place. I went to see my wife as usual and told her what had happened. She suggested that I take the Pelican. Now I know what you're thinking, a Pelican, what's that gonna do? Well, in her thinking, it looked like a real gun in the dark and no one can really tell the difference. Same at a distance. Plus it had CO2 cartridges in it and 10 pellets, so, I took it. When I got back, I looked around and nothing was out of place. Nothing was missing. I put my stuff up as usual and turned on my Xbox. This is where I noticed something was a little off. When it powers on, it takes you to the home screen. On this screen you can see the last things you were on, plus the previous things you had done. When I left, the last thing was Netflix app. Should have been the first one there, but it wasn't. It said it was Battlefield 1. The one before that was Mortal Kombat X. Someone had been using my Xbox. I once again did a thorough search of the apartment, and nothing. It was a couple of days after that the guy across approached me while I was getting out of my vehicle. He said that there was a lot of people coming out of the apartment on certain nights, and they were making a lot of noise. And it keeps his door up. He asked at least could I keep the noise down, and if not, that I'd need to stop doing whatever it is that I'm doing on those nights. I was confused, and I must have shown it because his expression changed. He asked me if I was the one having people around at the odd hours. I said no. I proceeded to tell him things that were happening. I told him I'm 200 miles away on my day off. We both came to the same conclusion. It was that someone was using my apartment when I wasn't there. I made the decision not to go see my family one week. See if the person using my apartment would show up. Of course, no one came that week, or the week after. It dawned on me at work during a conversation about how shoplifters would try to see what vehicle you drive. To know if you were there, that's when it hit me. Whoever's using my apartment knows what I drive. With that in mind, I waited till one of my next days off, and I set a trap. On that day, I parked my vehicle 3 complexes down. I walked back. I unscrewed all my light bulbs and waited in the corner of the living room. I had let my neighbour know what was going on just in case any trouble occurred. I put my phone on the lowest brightness and had my camera ready, flash and all. I waited for about 6 hours, which felt like forever. Before it happened, I heard the front door knob jiggle. I got up, phone in my hand, pelly gun in the other. The door opened, somebody entered, shut it behind them. And then I heard the click, and then another. They were trying to switch the lights on. And then I saw a light from the doorway. They had their phone out, they was using it as a torch, and making their way into the room. As they entered the doorway, I snapped a picture. The brightness of the flash caught him completely off guard. He was momentarily stunned. Cursing at me and trying to make his way back to the front door, I yelled at him to get the fuck out and never return. He had reached into his pocket, dropping something as he pulled out a small pocket knife. I immediately raised the pellet gun, cocked the hammer, and that stopped him completely. He dropped the knife, opened the door, and ran out. My neighbour, who had heard me yelling, was waiting outside of his place. The man ran out and he saw me run out of the apartment with the gun. He asked if I'd shot him. I told him that it was just a pellet gun, but the man did not know. I went back to the door to retrieve the pocket knife and to find out what he had dropped. It was a key to my own door. I don't know how he got it, but he had it. I showed the picture to my neighbour. He thought he recognised him, but he wasn't sure. I stayed up late that night, calling my wife, telling her what had happened. The next day I went over to the complex office and told them what happened. I brought up the fact that he had a key to my door. I wanted to know why he did. They wasn't too sure. Then I showed them the picture of the man, and they knew right away why he had the key. Turns out the person who was going into my apartment complex was a maintenance worker for them. He had been one of those renovating my apartment just before I moved in. They were all given keys, but he must have just copied one. Then for nights at a time he would come in and do whatever it is that he did. I must have put a hamper in his nightly business when I moved in. That is until he figured out my routine. The man was, of course, fired from his job and prohibited from entering the grounds ever again. I was given 3 months free rent and never pressed charges and let it go. I have a real gun now, just in case. My neighbour and I struck up a real strong friendship, and now we watch each other's places when we're out of town. Hopefully this never happens again to anybody else. And yes, I have had the locks changed, just in case you're wondering. So, the creepy arsehole who was using my apartment for God knows what, let's not meet.